Greetings. We're going to get real deep now. I want you to pay attention.
Help it. It's like a vortex. I just fall right into it. I've got all these stacks of news. Black Lives Matter leaders that are pedophiles with child porn. I mean, the list coming. Trump is friends with Maxwell. Trump knew Maxwell and Epstein well. Trump was running Maxwell and Epstein. That'll be what they say next. But it's really a sick, twisted, it's not even an ideology. It's a sick, twisted state of being, state of mind. It's attack Wheeler, even though it's all on video of him being harassed by the citizens, by the protesters, by the rioters. It doesn't even matter. The news just covers it up. The news just lies about it. You see, I'm already getting worked up, and I'm not even 5 minutes into the broadcast. And I
capacity to go lower than we can even possibly imagine. So yeah, I think we have to be concerned about that. His attempt to talk about mail-in voting and all the fraud that is associated with it is factually incorrect. He's just trying to set up a situation where he has the ability to delegitimize a vote that he might lose. If he loses, and I expect that he will, then we have to be prepared for what he is going to do in the immediate aftermath of such a loss and what he'll do for the time period between the election and the inauguration of the next president. We have to be prepared for things that this nation has never faced before. And unfortunately, that could involve the use of these forces. Who knows what he'll do, and the people who are as part of his administration will support him in doing.
When President Trump was elected in November of 2016, immediately, Obama Pentagon officials, people sworn to destroy the United States and set up China as the new dominant world power, publicly canvassed the Pentagon, going door to door, finding out how many of the military brass and others would support a military coup through COG. It's totally illegal. It's totally unconstitutional. It is not in continuity of government battle plans that were started in the late 1940s right through to today. It is nothing short of a coup. So they opted instead to go with the fake legal coups of Russiagate, Ukrainegate, and all the rest of it. But now that that has failed, they are publicly, first in the Council on Foreign Relations and other establishment organs like the Atlantic, and now with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and CNN and MSNBC all stating that Trump is already a dictator and illegitimate. And they are inverting reality and saying he stole the 2016 election, he's going to try to do it again, and that they are going to contest the election, and that if he contests their contesting, that is dictatorship, which of course it's not, and that they will then remove him using COG. Now, Pelosi came out 3 days ago and said this. Last night, the former Attorney General under Obama, Eric Holder, came out and said that Trump is planning on using paramilitary troops across the United States to basically take over local governments and set up his own martial law. Now, of course, I did a special report on this, and I said they will trigger race war nationwide in all the major cities, surround the White House, and demand that the president step down. I even predicted they would do it specifically during the midterms or during the next 2020 election, because they'll use that as cover to say that the president is contesting the election when it's them that are contesting it. That's how I would battle plan it. That's how I would run it, studying their operations. Well, that is exactly the play that they are running. So understand, this has gone from the drawing board as one of their main attack profiles that if I was them, I would run, to now operational with them lining up the propaganda, the talking points for all this to unfold. So again, while we're all worried about the lockdown of the virus, while we're all worried about the race riding, all of that, that's the backdrop. So the American people are used to being locked down when they remove Trump.
And moving further inland this morning, the timing of this storm making matters even more difficult.
Yeah, the storm coming ashore in the lower Texas Gulf Coast area, destroying homes in an area in the middle of a struggle to handle the needs of a rush of coronavirus patients.
And as the first hurricane to hit the U.S. this year, in fact, the first hurricane of the Atlantic season, it has now been downgraded to a tropical storm, but is still packing high winds, heavy rain, and flooding. Rob Marciano right there in Corpus Christi. Rob, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, not a good spot to have a hurricane, considering how active the virus is down here. And
family can see right here, this brother needs no introduction. I want to go right into the meat.
You don't put the crime in jail. You put the criminal in jail. And kidnapping is a crime. Slavery is a crime. Lynching is a crime. And the presence of 20 million black people in America against their will is a living witness, a living testimony of the crime that Uncle Sam committed. Your forefathers committed when our people were brought here in chains. And the reason the problem can't be solved today is you try and dress it up and doctor it up and make it look like a favor was done to the black man by having brought the black man here.
Peace, family. First of all these brothers with this money should not be running after, chasing, or manipulating these women. You can only get caught up in that trap if you play that game. If you got all of that money, and most of them figure that money is the ends to all means, why would you still do the same things that one would do who ain't got no money? Well, again, it all boils back down to lack of knowledge of self. If you understand who you are divinely designed to be, then you will understand that you possess the magnetic. Like the earth possesses the magnetic on the moon. The earth don't run chasing the moon. The moon circles the earth. It's locked in the gravitational pull of the earth, like all moons are locked in the gravitational pull of their said planets. The problem is, why does the woman have an inner vendetta against man? According to Elijah Muhammad, it's what you did to her 66 trillion years ago. This isn't a new problem. This is an old, long-going problem. Sisters who have knowledge of self understand their position. She's not using what's between her legs to catch you.
Islamic injunction to those who hold the reins of authority. Islamic injunction to those who hold the reins of authority. The Holy Quran makes a classification of those in authority, which is extremely illuminating and full of deep meaning. And of men there is he whose talk on this life would please thee, and he calls Allah to witness as to that which is in his heart, and yet he is the most contentious of quarrelers. And when he is in authority, he runs about in the land to create disorder in it and destroys the tilth and the progeny of man. And Allah loves not disorder. And Allah loves not disorder. Let me read that last verse again. And when he is in authority. He runs about in the land to create disorder in it and destroys the tilth of progeny of man, the progeny of man. I don't know why I can't pronounce that word. The progeny of man. And Allah loves not disorder. 205-206. Allah loves not disorder. What's in the land now is disorder. We got to the black man crush the authority of our oppressor. If I was, black, I'm not voting ever again until we get a system that would address the injustice and to give justice to the black man. And you're a fool if you vote. Sit back, relax, and let the Caucasian fight Caucasian. Snakes fight snakes. Snakes eat snakes. If you got some venom in you, you better suck that poison out of you and get right. This is Black Life.